Welcome to Stoic Venture, where we unravel the hidden truths of life, the unspoken dynamics of human nature, and the secret forces that shape our world. Today, we step into the shadows, peeling back the layers of deception and illusion to reveal the top 10 female dirty weaknesses every man must know. This is not for the faint of heart. This is for the resilient, the awakened, the man who refuses to be a pawn in someone else's game. There's a war being waged, a war that is not fought with weapons, but with manipulation, desire, and psychological warfare. And if you don't understand the rules of engagement, you are already losing. But tonight, we arm you with knowledge. We take you behind the curtain, beyond the smiles and the sweet words, to the raw, unfiltered reality of female psychology. By the end of this journey, you will see through the illusions. You will understand what truly drives behavior. And most importantly, you will know how to protect yourself from falling into the traps set before you. Picture this. A man walks into a room, confident, strong, unshaken by the whirlwind of emotion and desire around him. He is not swayed by false promises, not controlled by fleeting beauty, and certainly not manipulated by guilt or approval. This is the man who wins. But what separates him from the rest? Knowledge, awareness, and the ability to remain grounded in his own power. Most men walk blindly into relationships, into situationships, into emotional minefields without ever realizing the dangers that lie beneath. They see the surface, but they don't recognize the game being played beneath. And when the game is rigged, ignorance is the greatest weakness. Women by nature are not villains, but they are survivors. And survival is built on strategy. A woman's greatest power is her ability to influence without appearing to do so. Her words can seem innocent. Her actions can seem pure, but every move is calculated, whether consciously or unconsciously, to ensure her survival, her security, her status. If you don't understand this fundamental truth, you will always be at the mercy of forces you cannot see. Now understand this. Women don't conquer with brute strength. They conquer through emotion, through desire, through subtlety. While men fight battles on the outside, women fight battles in the unseen realm, inside the mind, inside the heart. This is where the real power lies, and this is where most men fall. But let's be clear, this is not about hate. This is about understanding. This is about power. Because power is not about dominance, it's about awareness. It's about knowing where the traps are, so you don't step into them. It's about playing the game with eyes wide open. And tonight, we reveal the rules of that game. Imagine a man who sees through every manipulation, who never doubts his worth, who never chases, never begs, never submits to guilt, shame, or obligation. A man who is the master of his own destiny. This man understands female psychology so deeply that he is immune to the tactics that control the weak. He recognizes the games, the tests, the subtle power plays, and instead of reacting, he simply watches, unfazed. This is the resilient mindset, and this is what we are here to build. The first weakness is the illusion of independence. Many women pride themselves on being strong, self-sufficient, independent, and yet at the core of their being, there is a deep-rooted need for security, for provision, for protection. This is not an insult, this is biological. A woman may say she needs no man, but her actions will always reveal the truth. The question is, do you fall for the illusion, or do you see beyond the words to the reality beneath? Then there is the power of validation. The modern world has created an addiction unlike any other, an addiction to attention, to approval, to external validation, social media, dating apps, endless options. This has only amplified the thirst for admiration, and yet for all the likes, all the comments, all the fleeting attention, there is an emptiness. A woman who thrives on validation is a woman who can be controlled by it. The man who understands this can see where true power lies, not in giving endless approval, but in remaining the source of true, rare, unshakable confidence. The mind that bends to the will of another is a mind that has already surrendered. But a mind that stands firm, rooted in its own sovereignty, is a mind that cannot be swayed, cannot be tricked, cannot be controlled. This is the essence of mastery, seeing beyond the veil, recognizing the strings before they are pulled, and refusing to dance to another's tune. Emotional manipulation is a weapon as old as time. It is not a tool of strength, but of subtlety. It does not break the body, but it twists the mind. And the most dangerous aspect, it is invisible to those who are blind to it. The moment you feel the weight of guilt pressing down upon you, the moment you feel an obligation you never agreed to, stop. Ask yourself, who placed this burden upon my shoulders? Was it truly mine to carry? Or was it handed to me by someone who profits from my suffering? A man who is ruled by guilt is a man who is owned by another. But a man who stands firm in his own truth, who refuses to accept burdens that do not belong to him, is a man who is truly free. This is not about cruelty. This is not about coldness. This is about clarity, the clarity to see through illusion, the clarity to recognize manipulation for what it is, the clarity to walk away when necessary. But it does not stop there. The illusion of scarcity is another powerful force, one that binds men in invisible chains. When you believe that something is rare, you are willing to suffer for it. You are willing to bend, to break, to compromise your own values in order to keep it. This is the ultimate illusion, the belief that someone else holds the key to your fulfillment. But the truth is, nothing is as rare as it seems. The world is vast, options are endless, and the moment you internalize this truth, the moment you let go of the fear of loss, you become untouchable. You stop grasping, you stop chasing, you stop allowing desperation to dictate your decisions, and in doing so, you reclaim your power. A man who is free from the illusion of scarcity is a man who is dangerous, not because he harms others, but because he cannot be controlled. He does not beg, he does not plead, he does not settle for less than he deserves. He moves through the world with a quiet confidence, knowing that he is the prize, knowing that he chooses his reality, knowing that he is never at the mercy of another's validation. And this is only the beginning. The deeper you go, the more you see. You begin to recognize the patterns, the games, the invisible forces that shape human behavior. You start to see how the world operates, not as it is presented, but as it truly is. Most men will never see this. They will live their lives in reaction, responding to the pulls of emotions they do not understand, controlled by forces they cannot name. But you are different. You are here because you seek something greater. You are here because you refuse to be another pawn on the board. The resilient mindset is not about detachment for the sake of detachment. It is about power. The power to control yourself when the world seeks to control you. The power to remain centered when others seek to shake you. The power to choose your path rather than have it chosen for you. Imagine this, walking through life unshaken, no longer bound by guilt, no longer trapped by fear, no longer seeking permission to be who you are. Imagine the kind of man you would become. Imagine the level of control you would wield, not over others, but over yourself. Because in the end, this is what it all comes down to. Self-mastery. The man who masters himself masters the world. He does not need to chase, for all things come to him. He does not need to prove, for his presence speaks louder than words. He does not need to fight meaningless battles, for he has already won the war within himself. And this is where you are headed. This is what awaits you if you have the courage to continue. Most will not. Most will hear these words and resist. Because to see the truth is to destroy illusion. And for many, illusion is a comfort they are unwilling to lose. But those who dare, those who seek, those who refuse to be controlled, they will rise, they will evolve, they will become something more. And so I ask you, are you ready? Ready to step beyond the illusions? Ready to claim the life that is yours by right? Ready to embody the kind of power that cannot be taken, only cultivated? Because if you are, then the journey continues. The path is laid before you. And once you walk it, you will never be the same. This is Stoic Venture, and we are only beginning.